What's up, everyone? This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. Just want to start off by saying that. Secondly, AMC is moving upward, which is always good. We like to see that. I try to humble myself though and think back about where we were at. You know what I mean? So it is good to see green. I don't want to be a negative Nancy about that, but I also know we got a long ways to go. So I try not to get myself overhyped. Now I would be overhyped if we were like 10, $20 at this point, but right now we're just kind of building up, and I don't have a lot of faith that we're in the midst of a squeeze or anything like that. It is good to see upward movement. It's always better than going down. So there's that. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to be down or negative on it. I'm just trying to also just be realistic. You know what I mean? Like, we are doing good. It's always good, like I said, but we don't want to, or I don't want to get myself overly hyped for this, just because I know, to be honest, I think that where this stock should be sitting. Sorry, I got papers over here. I feel like the stock should be. I mean, well, what I really think it should be is up way high. If I believe, because I believe in the synthetics and all that shit. But what I think it should be without any of that, without any synthetics or any manipulation, I do think that this stock should still be sitting around like 15 to 20 bucks on its own. So it is good to see it going up. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay that, but also just the fact of the matter that that's doing what it should do. It should be going up, up, up. It would be nice to see it climb upward slowly but surely for the next couple of weeks and just and get back to where it needs to be. And then you have more of a chance of just whipping out of control, in my opinion. But it looks like there's. I said this over the weekend. I think there's a possibility that this is going to boil over. They're going to let some of these buy orders through, and then try to get it around that $4 mark to kind of keep it in that area. Just try to keep it in that boring area. But it is nice to see it above. Well, selfishly, I kind of wish it was still at $2.50 or $2.38, something like that, just because I was buying up and I knew it wasn't going to stay down there. So you can look at the YouTubers that said, "Oh, this is it. It's going down to $1.50," and they just kept saying that. Not even just YouTubers, just people in general, and realize, either they don't know how it works, or they're just trying to get your brain thinking what they're thinking for some reason or another. I don't really care what you think. These are just my opinions, so I'm not trying to form your opinion. I'm not trying to tell you to buy, sell, or hold, or whatever. I'm just looking at, I guess, what I think are facts. So if you're here, hit the like button for me, please. Leave a comment in the chat. That way we can get this thing moving a little bit. I'm trying to get more subscribers on here. Once we hit 1,000, I think the algos, they say, kind of trigger a little more, get a little more positivity out here on this play, man, because there's a lot of negativity and just false things being said on a lot of these channels. So I guess I'm just taking it upon myself to try to freaking keep it positive. I don't know. I am working on getting things set up. Over the weekend, I was a little busy doing, because, like I said, I have 3 businesses. Over the weekend, we were doing a lot of customizing stuff, but I am working on getting set up to where you can look at what I'm looking at, so you don't have to look at my face every time we go live. I got a mic already, because I used to do music, so I already got a mic. I got things set up. It's just a little hard for me to go live and do it like that and run the store. So I've got an office in the back that I've been wanting to fix up, but I'm married. You know what I'm saying? I got a wife, and she's claiming that office for hers, even though she ain't ever here. So I get to borrow it sometimes, but I can't convert it over. I was like, man, I'm going to make this place nice, put some lights up. I'm going to be looking official. But no, now we're stuck like this. One thing I will say about these stupid ass lives is one of my eyes be looking droopy as hell, man. I'm like, I swear to God, I don't see the same person in the mirror that I see right here. I'm being manipulated. My eyes being shorted down. Ladder attacked. Wait, it's this one. Shit, man. They're both jacked up. Maybe I'm just getting old, man. 42 years old. Damn. All right, so AMC sitting at $3.44 on the day. I got up and I saw it at $3.26. I was gonna buy in around $3.19. I had a bunch of stuff going on. I had to get going. I had to take my truck to the auto body shop, get it fixed. By the time I was able to sit down and purchase a few shares, I got in at like $3.18, $3.19, I think, today. I only got a few shares today just because I was kind of seeing if it would bounce down a little further, but obviously we bounced up. So, but I will buy more. Like I've said before, I still think it's a buy. Okay, without any synthetics or any of that shit that I believe are happening, I think this should still be sitting around $15 to $20 a share. So anything below that, still a buy for me. If you can take my conspiracy theories, a lot of people call it, and where I think it actually is, I think anything under $100 is still a buy for me on this play. So I'm still buying and holding. Right now, my average as is sitting around like 12 to 14 bucks in that range. I haven't done the exact math on it, but it's getting lower. So I'm gonna keep averaging down, keep doing what I'm doing. Sheesh, 348. It is. There's a lot of volume, a lot of volatility going on today. I would love to see us break above that. Where are we at? Above that $3.50 mark. You break above that, and you got a little ways to run. I mean, I'm not talking like squeeze ways, but you got up to 450. So if we could break above that and hold it for the day, which would be great. I'm not saying it's impossible. I guess I'm scarred or I'm ruined from this play. I just don't think it's going to happen, but realistically, it should happen. So I'd like to see us up above that $4 mark today and hold it for the day. That's the other thing too. I'm skeptical that we're going to go up every day. So once there's a red day, everyone's going to be piling in like, oh, I told you, I couldn't maintain. As far as I know, if anyone has any information, I believe the dilution from this last round is done, which is kind of funny how that works. They diluted and they're trying to get it to sell at a certain price, and it just went lower than that price they wanted it to sell at, and then now it runs up here. Well, here we are. So, I guess 345. How's the SPY looking today? I'm gonna check out the SPY as well. Jeff York, what's up, man? He says my goal is 3,000 shares. Also, by the way, yeah. I would like to get honestly 3,000 would be nice. I'm not quite there yet either. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000, 1,000. But in this play, you get what you can get. To be honest, if it were just to lose control and everything goes crazy, there's a black swan event, and not financial advice, obviously, not price targeting. But if it went and rocketed up to where, a lot of people and myself believe it should be, even a couple hundred shares, man, you'd be making some decent money. SPY's up, it looks like, not much. 497.69. That's another thing. Like a lot of these stocks, a lot of people trade in and out of the market and just make a few bucks here and there. I've kind of decided, for the most part, I think like probably about 90% of my stocks, I'm just holding. I'm just going to add and hold. Because you always see it in the long run. Like I've bought in shares of a play and then sold and made $100. I'm happy, but then by the end of the year, I buy back in and have another run, and I'm like, man, if I would have just bought in a little more back then, or just held it a little longer. You can just look at the history of the market. If you, for me personally, if I have enough money to buy and not have to worry about selling so much and just keep adding to a lot of my positions, just kind of how I am with AMC. I think, in the long run, that's probably the best way to play this market, unless you're just, swing trading and stuff like that. But for me, I am going long on a lot of my plays, a lot of my stocks. So I want to make sure everything I'm invested in, I believe in. I know the company. Not know the company, but I believe the company will succeed. I'm kind of not doing any risky plays. I have some still out there. I'll probably pull out soon. But for the most part, besides AMC and GME, I'm kind of going long on most of my stuff, and I'm gonna hold them for 5-10 years and see where it takes me. The hard part is looking at them when they have a spike. Obviously, if it has a giant spike, and I'm like, all right, I might buy in and then buy back, or sell out and then buy back in later. But for the most part, I'm trying to ignore. You know what I mean? A lot of people say just delete the app. I can't do that because I like to, add randomly. AMC sitting at 345. Generally, what I've noticed is as far as AMC in the morning you have a bump and then that straight drop down, then it comes back up, and then at the end of the day you kind of have a little bit of a pullback. On a day where it's up like this, it's probably going to end around where we're at now, 340 to 345, and my guess, if I had to guess. But I would love to see it, hit that $4 or $4.50 mark and hold it. But just going off of what I think I know, I say we end the day around 340 or 345, unless barring if there's, because it is bullish right now. But if you see something like that just jumps as high, then yeah, it'll probably stay a little higher. But at this point in the day, what I'm looking at on the charts, I'm thinking we're going to end the day right around where we're at, anywhere from 340 to 345. But anything's possible, Let's think about AMC. TA on AMC is very tricky. And I won't say that I'm the best technical analysis expert. There's a lot of guys out there that do this day in and day out for a living. I just started doing technical analysis a couple years ago. So I will say that AMC, it's just because I've been in it so long. Sometimes I can kind of, I don't want to say guess, but you kind of got an idea where it's headed because it's an algorithm, really, man. And I don't know if it's just because I'm knowledgeable on it or it's just like subconscious. I've seen it so many times. I watch this thing every day every day that it's been open. I've watched it since probably April of 2021. Every trading day that I'm available or it's available. So down to $3.43. Any news on AMC today? What's going on? And that's the other thing too is you got a little bit of hype over the weekend over Truth social media or Truth Social and the Trump thing going on, and I already saw people kind of putting FUD out there, So the FUD will always be here. There's always going to be some FUD going on about AMC. So I learned how to just let it roll off my back. I used to argue with everyone, but now I'm just like, man, I'm arguing either with a bot or someone that just don't care or someone that's trolling. So it's not going to help. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's anything I missed. Like I said, today I was on the go, dropping the truck off to the auto body shop. Old man hit my truck outside of my store. And luckily I had a customer that happened to be walking outside, saw him, chased him down, and ran him back, and he claimed he didn't feel it or see it. Dude was like 90 years old that ran into my truck. But at first I kind of believed him, I was like, oh man. And then I started thinking about how do you not feel yourself run into a truck? If that's the case, you should not be driving. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. All right. So AMC, yes, AMC is the green. It's always good. Trying to see if I can see any breaking news or anything different, Things are just kind of unfolding though, man, like the way they should be if you're a retail holder, just because we've been here so damn long. I've been buying and doing research and doing normally things I wouldn't do in a stock, and Orion, what's up, man? 6,900, still need my 69 more. Ain't no better time than now. I swear, man, 69, and if it squeezes and you sell at like 6,900, you are a legend. You're already the legend, man. But the man, the myth, the legend. The only thing I wish I could have is more money to throw into this thing, man. You remember that meme where there's a little kid throwing money out the window? That's what I feel like. Just take my money, man. Um, so let's see. I'm reading something here. It says hedge fund borrowing hits its 5-year peak. Um, Global hedge fund borrowing rose to 5-year high at the end, or the week of April 19th. Goldman Sachs note showed a hedge funds ramped up trading to take advantage of their first sharp dip in the U.S. and European stock history. Um, just trying to see what type of news we got going on here. I'm way out before 6,900. Maybe I'll just hold till 10K. I read that. Man, can you imagine? I don't think, and me personally, like, I would love for it to hit that. And I think it mathematically, if we could see everything that we can't see, it is possible. But I just don't think it's possible for the fact that there's too many people involved that won't let that happen. I think if it whips out of control, we're hitting, not financial advice, just a personal opinion. Maybe it's hard to say. Actually, I'm not even going to say a number, but I would like to see thousands, upper 6, 7, 800, 900, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I think once you get past that, you're starting to look at like no man's land. You know what I mean? That's one thing too. You don't want to be the person that holds too long. That's something I was looking at this morning too. It just kind of crossed my mind. I watched that movie on Netflix, Dumb Money, and I feel like a lot of these shows are kind of like just to kind of make you feel like people that are in AMC and GME just aren't real traders, just a bunch of random college kids. And whoa, I bought a stock. Just make you sound like a bunch of idiots. If you watch any of the films, they go to the people that are like in studios and showing their booties, just showing your ass, looking like idiots. You know what I mean? So you got to really consider that as fun as well too. I mean, it is showing the people made money, but they're just kind of like not real traders. They got lucky. It's almost like, this ain't luck. This ain't a gamble, really. I mean, you do your DD, and you can see why. But they play it off like just a bunch of dumb kids that threw their stimulus money and mom's, lunch money that they're giving them to, it just makes you feel like, oh, everyone involved in this is a bunch of idiots. And it's not true. A lot of people that are in this stock are just highly educated traders, smarter than me. So many people smarter than me in here. You know what I mean? There's levels to this. There's like the idiots they portray that we are, you know what I mean, in these movies and documentaries. And then there's like, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm here, this level, or I'm kind of mid, I'm kind of an idiot, but kind of smart. And then you got the smart level up here. And then you just got the whatever, out of this world, billionaires. There's a lot of smart people. Some people are almost too smart, though. A lot of the smart traders I know are just like, I don't want to say too smart, but like almost so smart it's like they're arrogant about this shit. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, I'm just ranting now. Yeah, and that's the thing. Orion says I have my sell prices already, but it depends on how I move. And that's the thing. It depends on how you move. This thing could change day to day. You know what I mean? Like if it starts squeezing, and you can just see that there's no way it's getting over $200-300, then hey man, you got to make your move. Or if it's just bop, 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 it's just so volatile, it's jumping up 300 or 400 at a time and dropping 300 or 400 at a time. At that point, then I might say, okay, man, hang on tight. Yeah, AMC sitting at 335. Yeah, we're bringing it back down a little bit, pulling back. So our daily high was what? What was the high for today? I don't know why my computer is not cooperating with me. My internet's going out. I told y'all I upgraded my internet and it went like shit. Like it's just in and out. My phone internet's fine, but my direct line internet here at the shop has just gone to shit these last couple weeks. It's just popping in and out. A security alert. What? I got a security alert on my computer here. That was weird. All right, we're back. Somewhat, I think. Anyway, okay. So what I'm showing here is $3.35 pulled back from the high of the day at. For some reason, it's not letting me pull up the high of the day. Anyways, I want to say it was like 342, 343, something like that. 345 maybe, I think we might have saw when I first came in here. So yeah, I think 340, 345 is a possibility where we end the day, but I'm looking at that's where the resistance was at. Bullishly 340, 345, I'll say, something like that. Bruh, just buy and hold. That's the game plan. I mean, I haven't changed that game plan, but I am looking at the charts just for the hell of it. You know what I mean? It was 346 is the high of the day. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of where it looked like we had some resistance there. But like I've said before, for anyone just jumping in, I think this is a buy no matter what at any point. Really, anything under $100, if there is a squeeze and all this shit, I believe is true. If not, just fundamentally, I believe anything under $15 or $20 is still a good buy because fundamentally, without any BS or anything, with as many people are in on it and where the company's heading, I think it should be sitting at 15 to $20. Doubling down, especially on these nice assets, for sure. I was just talking about that today. It's kind of funny. You get spoiled at that $2 range, like, oh man, I'll buy more tomorrow, and then all of a sudden it's back up to 340, 330, and it's like you missed that 250, man. At 250, what you getting four? What is it? Yeah, 4 shares for $10. That's crazy. Imagine, like, I've been in this place since way back. I remember when it was sitting in, like, when it was kind of bouncing around that 38, 35 range, just buying every day, like a share a day for 30, $40. Like, man. And it's just funny how it works, though. For me personally, I don't know about you guys, but when I have the money to spend or I have dry powder, that's when it's up high. And then when things are tight here and I'm paying things out and I'm like, oh, I don't have enough money to buy, that's when it dips like that. And I'm like, damn. It is smart to have some dry powder on the side all the time, but for people like me, when I get money, man, I like to spend it. My wife's the smart one. I'm the wild one with the money, man. I'm gonna go have fun every day. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna go, on vacations. I'm gonna eat out. I'm gonna do all this crazy stuff. My wife's the logical one. Like, no, we can't do that. We got to do this. Yeah, I remember thinking. Jonathan, what's up, man? Says I remember thinking it was still at $20 for sure. That's how I was. I remember when it hit 28 at one point. I was like, oh my god, this is so crazy. It's so low. This is way before the reverse split. Even back then, but I mean, honestly, it really was. It should have been. This thing should have been ripped before then, but here we are. Chicho. Is it Chicho or Checho? Am I saying it right? He says, it's like when they destroyed Ape stock and people were selling because Coors and other people were saying, I bought so much discount when Ape and AMC came back together and averaged down. When it hit 40 or 30 buyouts. You know, honestly, if I'm going back, I was on the wrong side for a while there. So for me, I think when it was down right before the reverse split, I was kind of buying into the hype, man. So that's why it's for me, it's like important for me to like let people know, like, man, even I got bought into the hype. I was like, man, the reverse splitting and they're robbing us. Oh my God, you know, and I wasn't really doing the proper DD. I was just going off of videos and, you know, they're showing like one part of a whole filing. They're only talking about one paragraph and they, you know, I was definitely on the no side at that point. I was like, no, this is bad. We're getting robbed. We're getting ripped off. But once I actually decided to take myself and just dive into this shit, just because I started getting a bad instinct, bad feeling about a lot of these videos I was watching. And I remember what kind of threw me off one day. I was watching one and my wife was like, really? This is the type of dudes you're listening to? Like, you're a man and they all sound very whiny, you know, like these men are all crying. And I'm like, you know what? She's right. And for some reason it triggered something. I started doing my own research and I was like, man, wait a minute. Something don't sound right with a lot of these things. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Liquid Minds, what's up? Shills did their best job to convince everyone saving the company was a bad thing. Many still believe it. Many do. And that's the thing is probably a huge portion of my page followed me because I was on that side. That's why I get a lot of hate too, I think, because a lot of people are still tripping like, what? Yeah, but I was definitely, you know, I admit I was over there on that wrong side for a while. I got convinced. I was like, I was just buying into the hype. I was just getting pumped up without actually doing research or DD. I was just listening to people, and I was like, yeah, that's right, man. They're screwing us. I run a business. I can make money if I need to. I started thinking like, damn, I'm tripping. Okay, I run a small little business. You know what I mean? My dude, I recommend watching Boss Blunts and AMC Bigums. I definitely watch them. Good information, good DD. Another one I like to watch that's very calm, mellow, stock retail. I think he's good, and always comes with facts. There's times where you're kind of hyped up about something, and you're like, you're not really sure. I don't know. He always has facts on it. So, but definitely Boss Blunts and AMC Bigums, a lot of great information. The one thing I will say is sometimes it gets so damn boring for regular ass people like us, and it's like talking about numbers and banks, and we're over here like just waiting for them to say we're gonna get rich. Yeah, that's fucking right. We're gonna get rich. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan says yes, we're done for voting no on AA, trying to dilute in the 50s. I mean, I'm saying it sucks to look back, but you got to learn, it's growth. You learn from your mistakes, and I feel like I have learned from my mistakes. I feel like I made a lot of mistakes early on. I was just like, no, let's squeeze. We're going to make our money. We got to squeeze now, but you didn't realize there was a lot going on in the background. You just felt like, oh, I'm buying and I'm going to be rich. I think a lot of us, when we first realized what the potential of this was, we just bought in and we're like, oh, we're going to be rich next week. I remember telling people like, yeah, probably next month be a millionaire, no big deal. Telling my girl like, yeah, where are we going? What vacation you want to do? Like, and we're doing it big. And when it didn't happen, then you're like, oh shit. I told all these people, especially family functions and gatherings, you're over there like, man, you should really consider this. Check this out. I'm about to be rich because of this and this and naked shorts. And they're like, what's a naked short? Can you explain that? And you're like, I can't explain it, but just know it's bad. It still gets confusing. Even though I know what naked shorting is now, trying to explain it to someone, I just dumb down. It's like, hold on, let me Google this shit. They lend it here, it goes here, and then it comes back here. But wait a minute, how did they lend it here? I don't know. All I'm saying, I'm going to be rich, okay? Can we just skip all the bullshit and get the money involved, please? But yeah, I think that 100K to the moon and shit, everyone was hyped. There's extremes on both sides. There's extremes where people are just saying like, super conspiracy, that inside job, and they're all buddies. And then there's the other side that's super conspiracy that's like, we're gonna hit at 500K, and then there's this like medium conspiracy like me. Gotta decide where you're at. But I do believe the value of this company, even without any of that shit, is much more. But I do believe that if it happens to be what I think, we should be at least in the upper hundreds if this thing pops. But not financial advice. I don't know. I don't know shit. I know nothing. So it's 12,000. I'd love 12,000 a share. Can you imagine that? Hit Tanton 79, hit 16, I can get my money back and I'm out. A lot of people want to do that too. I don't. For me personally, I didn't jump in the play to get my money back, or just, you know what I mean. Like, there's certain plays that, yeah, like if it's failed for me, so I can understand where you're coming from. I'm not, a tan and a ton of it. All right. All right. So yeah, I mean, I'm not here to judge you. Where you want to play it, it's how you want to play it. You know what I mean? There is people that are like, damn, just give my money back and get me out of this shit. I'm done. I get that. You know what I mean? I'm not, hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. For me personally, I would like to make money on top. I don't want to break even. For me, it's like, that's the most common thing you hear in this play, zero or hero. Hero to me is let me get a 50,000, 100,000 profit, something like that. All right, I got a phone call. Let me take this real quick. And before anyone talks shit, no, it's not fucking Adam Aaron. Hold on. Hello. What's up? All right, we reconnected. Matt Kors called. Wants his fanny pack back. All right, man. Yeah, it was just my wife. Okay, no one be calling me except my wife and bill collectors. That's about it, man. And spam, bill collectors, wife. Um, that's the thing. People don't even call people anymore. Like, talk, text. I was reading somewhere where someone said at some point, uh, generation like millennials just turn the ringer off and never turn it back on. You know what I mean? I'm just old enough where I leave my ringer on. He found out the other day on live when it was making that hella loud ring. No, my daughter's got a little program she's got to go to, so I'm about to dip out. I'm gonna take her over to my wife, and it's Mac Course. You know what, Tan, you crack me the fuck up. It's a ton of it. Mac Course. Kenny called. I wonder what really happened to some of these YouTubers. Did they get a call and someone's like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna throw you $1 billion if you jump off of YouTube and stay the hell off." So I'm just saying, if I jump off of YouTube someday, I was either kidnapped in the back of Diddy's van or some shit, or they gave me $1 billion. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm out. Y'all on your own, man." It's fucked up. I'm just joking. Oh. Anyway, yeah, I think there was like this video going on, like scary conspiracy, and you're like, dun dun dun. Also, like stuff like that, man. I feel like in some ways it's not like intentional FUD, but I feel like it's somewhat FUD because then it gets like influencers or people that want to come out and talk about it, scared to talk about it. Lottery Stocks made a video the other day about like all the disappearing YouTubers and this and that. Me personally, I don't know if it's that deep. Could be. I just feel like the dudes that left because they got sick of talking about it. Because I will say, there's days where I'm like, man, I'm talking about AMC every day of my life. I better chill. There's days where you're just like, man, maybe people don't want to hear it, or that's enough, or you got family and friends that watch this shit. They're like, oh, how's AMC going? You just want to hear the shit, Or they made money other ways, off calls, whatever that is, and they dipped out. But yeah, I know that there's kind of like, in a way, I feel like that just spreads fear. Like, we can't come out there because they're gonna fucking come waiter us for talking about it. Who knows? Possible, but I don't know. I just feel like there's everything involved. Like, there's always someone trying to spread some fear, and then there's some people just spreading accidental fear, shit like that. So it is what it is. For me, if I ever disappear, like I said, again, I just got paid $1 billion and ditched out on everyone. I wouldn't do that, man. I wouldn't do that. All right. I'm always down to hear about AMC, but I hate when people are trying to make an update out of nothing or long hash. Exactly. So that's the thing too, is that I actually felt like pressure because people were like, where's the video? And I'm like, oh, what am I going to talk about? And it's the same shit every day. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do make videos where it probably sounds like I'm repeating and shit, but it's just because it's like I'm crazy and it's on my head. And I'm just like, got to talk about it. All right. Me and my daughter about to dip out. So what's up? She froze on you. All right, so we're gonna go. We gotta go to dance class, man. We're gonna go ballerina it up. You ready, girl? But yeah, I'll probably try to jump back in a little later. It's a life, man. Dad life. You know how it is. Yeah, she's dropping me off at dance class. I'll be dancing up on the screen soon. Oh my god. Come on, hold on, girl. I forgot. I got the wrong keys. I got mom's keys. Just so you know, I am not a Spurs fan. Okay? These are my wife's keys. She's made some mistakes in her life. Liking the Spurs was one of them. Probably marrying me might have been another one. She's stuck now, though. We got 5 kids. Yeah. I gotta get dropped off at my dance class. If AMC ever squeezes, I'm gonna bust out with all the dance moves I've been learning. You want me to carry you? Oh my god. I always carry her because I read this thing where it's like, someday your kids are gonna stop asking you to carry them. But now she's getting big. Oh god. Getting heavy. Alright, man. We're gonna let y'all go. Have a good day. Be blessed. Hopefully we get rich soon. I'll jump back in on live after this.